How's it going, YouTube, world, students of life? You know, I heard that term the other day, and I was thinking about it, you know? I think that's what we all are, deep down. I know I always have been. I just hadn't heard that concept, and I'm gonna go with it on a Monday. Monday the 28th, correct me if I'm wrong. A little all over the place. January the 28th, 2019. Coming to you in a parking lot, a church parking lot, outside again. No snow-capped mountains in the background. Back in a much more temperate climate. Desert dwellers, that's how we roll. Just loving life, you know. If it's a fun day Monday for you, and I say that in a not like going so well perspective, you know, just don't give up. If you've gotten out of bed and you're doing it, you know you're doing it. It's like jumping in, getting out of bed, half the battle, stepping in the gym, half the battle, and then you get that G.I. Joe da-da-da-da-da theme music that kicks in. When we all like that, that soundtrack following us around. Soundtrack for your life. Everybody needs one of those. I personally do. I like to think, you know, somebody with a boombox walking behind me, you know, switching it up to fit the moods. I'm rambling. Just wanting to get into the mode there, get you pumped up with some positivity, shadow boxing. I've never boxed, so I wouldn't know what to do with that if I was actually in the ring. Had a concept I wanted to throw out there, and it's really just food for thought as I'm liking to use that analogy more and more. And I don't want to offer advice on it, you know, but just throw it out there for you to consider how it applies to you. Because, as I've said before, I'm not an expert. I am a student of life, somebody who's lived a little bit, made a lot of mistakes, and I'd like to think that I've learned from them at the big 4-0. Man, I'm old. Moving slow, but I know a thing or two. And that's what I'm here to pass that along. Things I've learned through a lot of mistakes. So that you can, you know, personally benefit, apply it, you know, so you don't have to walk down some of the paths, go down some of the roads that I've personally been through. Because we can all be examples. We can be positive examples, or we can be, you know, oh, that's tragic, but I don't want to be like that guy. And I almost could have been like that guy, you know, a statistic, a number, because of my drinking and drug use. I've touched on that a couple of videos, but sure, more random stories that may apply in future videos, so stand by. The concept I was reading in the C.S. Lewis book, Mere Christianity, he throws out a concept about how we're all in a hallway and there's a bunch of doors. And in the context of the book, of course, he's talking about Christians. We all have one common belief, and that's essentially that we're followers of Christ. And in the book, he's talking about how the doors are the different denominations, and that's where they get into differences in doctrine. And the concept was kind of simple but fascinating. I'm thinking, as students of life, as people out there struggling day to day, as people trying to grow, to get through difficult times, to get to the next phase, to move vertically or horizontally. Maybe sometimes, you know, you're not going like this, you're just, you know, in limbo. We're all in that hallway at some point. about a month ago, this was going on for a couple of months. I was in a rut. Maybe I've shared with some of you that I know personally that I've been struggling. You know, honestly, up until about 2 weeks ago, when I one night at work decided to start a YouTube channel. Still have no idea where that came from, but you know, I'd like to think that it was God looking out for me, helping me get out of the hallway, because I was sitting there. So I'm there, I'm in limbo, you know, for the last couple of months, in a dark place, feeling depressed, having lots of dark, unpleasant thoughts, you know. I mean, we've all been there, you know. What if tomorrow was all over? I don't think there's a person out there who hasn't considered, you know, ending it. Granted, there wasn't any plans. I was in a dark place and just praying for something, you know. I was definitely in limbo. I was in a holding phase, if you will, looking for something, and I believe God stepped in and directed me just to get outside myself and outside of my comfort zone, start reaching out. You know, I think in hindsight, that dark time, I was really, maybe it was a selfish mode. In hindsight, I was just real. I think I was in a bit of a victim mode, as I talked about in my video this last weekend. But I was able to step out of the hallway and pick a door, and the doors, maybe they're labeled, maybe they're not, maybe I don't know what those doors would be for you. Maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a new career, maybe it's committing to something, maybe it's facing fears, doing something you always wanted to do, doing something that you felt you were incapable of doing. I caught up with a longtime friend and person that I've been close to in the past. Amazing woman, and if anybody is about bettering herself and those around her, it's this person, you know. I'm a mere mortal compared to her dedication to moving vertically. And we were talking about how we get in this mode to where, or this frame of mind, this way of thinking, that we don't think that we can step outside of our comfort zone. We don't think that we can have a voice on something unless we are an expert on it. And that's just a lie. You know, I realize that, you know, you can take a step forward. You can step outside of that hallway into a doorway in a different direction. And like I said, you know, I'm just speaking generally. I like this concept of the hallway without being sure, you know. Uncertainty is okay. It might be the wrong door. It might be like a chasm of, you know, free fall into chaos. I don't know. I don't know what that doorway is, but at some point we all have to get up off the way, the stool, the chair, however you're hanging out in that hallway. Just get out, just pick a door, and good things will come. Good things will come, I promise. I hope that was beneficial. Like I said, I wasn't trying to offer any insight to, I wasn't trying to offer suggestions on what it is for you personally. Just food for thought, you know. I was in a holding phase. I was in limbo. I was in a dark place, and I was able to step out of that hallway and pick a door, and it's been good so far. I've been able to hear, I've been able to be here and share with the world, you students of life, what I've learned, the good, bad, and the ugly. And I encourage you to do the same. I encourage you to be kind to yourself, because in this world that we live in, nobody else will. And just reach out to somebody today, you know. Do something that scares you. Look somebody in the eye. Smile at somebody. Make their day. Because we're all in this together. We are all trying to get to greatness, and we don't want to be like those crabs in the bucket, you know. I don't know if you've ever, I'm sure you've heard that analogy, you know. Put crabs in a bucket, what are they going to do? You know, they're going to, oh, that guy's he's trying to get out of here. He's trying to escape. Get him back. That's not how we, that's not how we grow. That's not how we escape victimhood, you know, by pulling, you know, each other back into the bucket, you know. We meant to bust out, not meant to hang out in buckets. All right, I'm rambling. Thanks for tuning in. I love these videos. They get me pumped up. I hope that we got you pumped up. Go out, do some good. Share this. If it's your first time visiting the channel or seeing one of my videos, welcome. I appreciate you checking it out. I hope you've heard something good. Like it if you do. Don't like it, and comment if you're completely opposed to it and you don't think I have a clue about what I'm talking about. And we will catch up with you on the next video. This is the good guy signing out on a Monday. Go get it. Peace.